Etsy sellers, welcome to 2026 and welcome to 5 steps to Etsy success this year. Now listen, if you are a new seller, you haven't opened your store, you've just opened, you're growing, or even if you're an established Etsy seller, this video is for you. That it's going to be packed with tips and ideas to help grow your Etsy business. Seriously, I've been doing this for 10 years. I've helped tens of thousands of Etsy sellers build stores and make decent income on the platform. So click that subscribe button, follow me. You'll be thankful you did. Follow me and let's get into this video and explain how to be successful this year. It really isn't that hard as long as you follow these steps. Step number 1 is really simple, but so many people don't do this. You've got to have a store identity, okay? You've got to know what your Etsy store is about. You need a niche and sub-niches. Okay, let me be really clear how straightforward this is, because this might sound a bit complicated to some people. I don't know, but let me make it easy. So, a niche could be dogs, right? Your store is going to sell stuff to do with dogs, maybe wall art or something like that, right? So your niche is dogs. Your sub-niches inside there are breeds of dog, okay? Easy. You might pick the top 10 breeds of dog in the United States. Okay, so let me be clear what this looks like. Your store is about dogs. You choose the top 10 breeds, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These here, this is critical. This is going to make so much sense to you. These 10 breeds of dog become your store sections, right? So in your store, you should have sections. Every single one of you, go and look at your store now. If you're planning to open your store, do you have sections? Are all your products in those sections? Because if you don't know what your store is about, if you don't have identity, how is Etsy going to know what your store is about? One of the biggest failing points I see when people come to me for help is general gift stores. This is something I go on and on about with good reason, because most of the stores that come to me that don't work are general gift stores. You know, they've got POD t-shirts in there, they've got laptop covers, they're selling chopping boards. It's just all over the place, right? You don't want a jumble sale. You want your store to have an identity, right? So you see how you choose. As an example, I'm not saying to do this, I'm just showing you. Dogs would be your store niche. Your sub-niching would be the top 10 breeds of dog in the United States. As an example, why do I say the United States? Because over 60% of all the Etsy customers are in the United States. It pays to pay attention to what is going on in the United States. You'll make more sales. And if you're a US seller, US stores tend to do better than any other country location for stores. So do you see, this is your first thing you've got to do. Store identity. I know it sounds so simple, but so many people don't do this and don't understand what a niche and sub-niche is. Well, now you know. Choose your niche, create your sub-niches, and you are way ahead of so many other Etsy sellers who simply won't do this. So that's number 1, store identity, okay? Absolutely critical for the structure of your business. So you know what you're doing, you know? How are you going to know what you're doing if you're all over the place with your products and what you sell? It's crazy, isn't it? Number 2, this is massive. You will make more money and more sales if you do this. Okay, let me show you. Number 2, a listing plan. Okay? And some of you will go, yeah, Nick, I've heard this, you know, you've told me, but so many of you don't do it. You say, yeah, I've heard it, but you don't actually do it. A listing plan. Just like when you get in a car to drive from point A to point B, you know how much fuel you need. You know roughly how long it's going to take you to get there. You know the direction of travel because you use a map or or a phone or something to get there. It's no different. You've got to have a listing plan for this year. So what I mean by a listing plan is two things. Number one, how many listings you can create, okay? How many listings you can create, all right? Now, let me be clear to help as many of you as I possibly can. Do what you can here, okay? So if you're new, you're just about to open, you've just opened, or you're growing, you've got 10, 15, 20, 30 listings, look at how many listings you can create for the rest of this year, okay? What can you do? Now, you know what I'm going to say next. Your target is 100, all right? And this really is important, okay? The more listings you put into your store, the more winners you will find, the more data you get from your customers with visits, favorites, and sales. Sales is what matters more than anything, sales, because that is golden information. You're now starting to find out what the market wants from you. How many listings you can create, okay? So if you say, Nick, well, I can't do 100, I can only do 20 or 30 or 40. Okay, create the listing plan around how many listings you can do. Okay, so if you can only do, I don't know, let's just say you can only do 30 listings, right? Let's say you can only do 30. It's much better to create a plan for those 30 rather than just list them all at once or very quickly. Guys, one of the worst things you can do is list fast. Don't do it. Have a listing plan. So what I mean by that is, if you say, well, Nick, I can maybe do 30 listings this year. Okay, just break that out over the year so that you've always got listings going into your store, right? So you might say to yourself, okay, well, I'm going to do one every 7 days. Okay, 7 days a listing or something like that, you know, which gives you 210 days or something like that, right? That is so much better than taking these 30 listings and putting them in 1 week because you've got them, right? Don't do that. You've blown all your activity in 1 week. Etsy loves activity. It loves to see you doing things in your store. The more active you are, the more visible you are to Etsy. The less active, why would Etsy look at a store that's not active, that's not doing anything, that's stagnant or dying, right? We've got to be active to Etsy. So I know, you know, this is a kind of an extreme example, but actually I think there's quite a few of you out there that would say, well, yeah, Nick, that is me. You know, I really can't do 100 listings. I can do 30. Okay, make a listing plan for the rest of this year or the bulk of the year. Get yourself ready for Christmas at the end of this year, because obviously that's where you make more money, right? So if it's 30, it might look like that. But if you can do more, and maybe you can do 100 listings or 200 listings, just break this out into a listing plan for the rest of the year. Now, as general advice, this will apply to most of you, not all of you, because some of you will be making more sales, but generally speaking, one a day. And this is almost like a doctor's prescription that I prescribe to 90% of the people that I work with. One a day. Just list up to one a day. Don't go over one a day. Just list up to one a day. If you want to do one every 2 days, fine. One every 3 days, fine. If you want to do one a day, no problem. What that means is, if you're only listing up to a maximum of one a day, you're not risking your conversion rate. Because all these other people on YouTube who really don't know what they're talking about, guys, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't have the experience to know. They'll tell you, yeah, 5 a day. List 5 a day, list 10 a day. Loads of them tell you to do that. That's suicide. Because if you list 5 a day or 10 a day, if you list 5 a day, at the end of month 1, you've got 150 listings. If you list 10, it's bonkers. You've got 300 listings. That's insane. And also, you won't have grown into your business and know what to list and what works. That is insanity. You will end up with nothing but a dead store. One a day. Just do that. All you've got to do is listen to me and you will be successful. Obviously, your designs and your products have got to be good. That's a whole other story, and I will be dealing with that in future videos. One a day, okay? This is what a listing plan looks like. The second part, remember I said there was 2 bits. So the other part to this is something that a lot of you will need. Okay, let me just get a bit of space. The second bit, seasonality, okay? So remember, this is golden advice. If you're selling into the seasons and occasions, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, spring, summer, autumn, winter, Thanksgiving, all that stuff, right? It is 3 months, okay? You start listing for that season or occasion 3 months before it's due, because the listings have to have time to be indexed, seen by Etsy. The traffic wave starts to come through for that season or occasion well in advance. So when it gets to Christmas, I say to you guys, list in September. Valentine's Day should already be done. If you're going for Valentine's Day, you know, you should be thinking about Mother's Day and Easter now. Now's the time, you see. So really, really important around seasonality. 3 months before, your listings have got to go in. And also, here's another tip for you guys that no one talks about. No one will tell you this, but I'm going to tell you straight right now. When you do a season, so let's just say Easter, right? That's quite a big one. Don't sit there and think, well, I'm doing 5 Easter listings, okay? I'm going to do 5 listings for Easter. That's me done. I've done Easter because I'm committing 5 listings to my store. That's not enough. How are you ever going to find winning listings, winning designs, winning ideas from 5 listings? You won't. You might not sell any, right? So when you think about how many listings you should be putting into your store for an occasion or a season, 5 is way too low. At an absolute minimum, 10. Preferably somewhere between 20 and 50. And remember, I'm trying to cover as many bases as I can here. I know lots of you can't do that. I'm just showing you it's a numbers game. When you start adding to your listings, adding to your numbers, the gold comes. The customers start telling you. Imagine how much stuff, how much information you could get from 20 to 50 listings for Easter against 5. The difference is colossal. You will find so much gold from those listings, things that sell, things that customers are interested in. They'll message you, they'll say, oh, I saw that, but can you do this for me? And all these opportunities open up. You're not going to get anything out of 5, or very little. So do you see why I keep telling you guys, it literally is a numbers game. I'd like you to get to 100 listings if you can. If you can't, just do what you can. So this listing plan, I know I spent time on it, but I hope this has educated you, given you a window into the steps you need to take to be successful here. Listing plan is absolutely critical. Anyone that doesn't have a listing plan does not know what they're doing with their business, does not know the direction of their business, and doesn't know where all this is going and what they want out of Etsy. So that was number 2, a listing plan. As you can see, absolutely critical. Number 3, let's get into some shocking stuff, shall we? Let's get it. Let's ruffle a few feathers here. Number 3, and I know this is going to annoy some of you, but I say it from great experience. No social media. I'm fighting a losing battle here. I'm fighting a losing battle because my channel is my channel. I have lots of people following me, but when I go out onto social media to see what people are saying about Etsy and what people are doing, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, even the Etsy forum is flooded with people saying, shall I use Pinterest? Shall I use TikTok? Shall I use Instagram? How do you guys cope with all the social media content you've got to do? Are you kidding me? This is a time suck, okay? This just erodes your time. This is one of the lowest returning activities for profit and money you could ever do. Please listen to me. It's a massive time suck. Okay, you can waste hours and hours every month doing this, and I promise you, you will get little to no reward whatsoever. The bulk of you will not make any sales, and you've just wasted your most valuable resource, time. Okay? And go and look. Go and look. One of, a popular thing that people try to peddle on YouTube as a good idea for social media is Pinterest. Right? Just go and look. Just type in Pinterest, Etsy, and Reddit into Google. Pinterest, Etsy, Reddit. Look at what people say about this. It's garbage. No one's making any sales. Okay? You won't make sales, but you will waste time. And here's the other reason, and again, I am fully aware, I know I'm the only person saying this, but I'm saying it again from great experience. Okay, there's loads of people on YouTube talking about Etsy, and there's me, and who do I trust? What do I do? Who's speaking the truth? Who is leading me up the garden path? Go and see, find all the people that you follow on YouTube, go and see if you can find any Trustpilot reviews for any of these people. You won't find any. The only one you're going to find is me, because this is my job. If I wasn't successful with what I'm doing, I wouldn't have a job. Okay, I wouldn't have a business. Okay, have a look at my reviews. You'll see straight up of what people think of what I do. Okay, so really consider who you're going to trust. Don't go around following loads of people. You'll get nowhere. So here's the second thing I'm going to tell you, and I know I'm the only one saying this. I know. Okay, if you make sales from social media, you get no visibility at the listing level or store level. Okay? Etsy don't reward you for sales on social media. They can't. They can't do that. Otherwise, I could just pay somebody on Instagram to feature my products, funnel thousands of views into my store, make loads of sales. Etsy raises the visibility of my products, because this is how it works. If you make sales inside Etsy, so people looking inside Etsy, when you make those sales, Etsy increases the visibility of your products. That's how it works, right? Some of you may not know that, but now you do. But they don't do it from social media because it can be hacked, it can be gamed. You can game the system. Okay, so I can't be any clearer. Please don't waste time on social media. It's literally a time suck, and it's one of the lowest returning values of revenue and sales you could ever do. Okay, there's another one though. There's another thing I don't want you to do, and some of you will know. Now we're on to number 4, and I know this is getting to be quite a long video, but look, it's 2026, and somebody on YouTube has to talk sense to you guys, so that you don't lose your way and you don't do stupid stuff that costs you sales and costs you time. Time is the most important thing you've got, and I say this over and over again. So talking about time, this is massive. Please, no SEO tools. All right? This is the other massive time suck. Okay? And SEO tools do not deliver what they say they're going to deliver. They don't, okay? I'm asking you to just trust me on this and not waste your time. You can go and find out yourself. Go and look. Just look at the reviews. Look at what people say about tools, SEO tools. I'm not going to call out anyone individually here, but just go and look. You'll see people don't know if they work or not. They don't know because they don't work. It's kind of misleading, these tools, okay? Because this is something, I'm telling you now, you can go and look in the small print for any of these tools you're interested in, and you will find this statement, okay? No search volume and click data comes from Etsy. Okay? I literally cannot be clearer. No search volume and click data for these tools comes from Etsy. It doesn't come from Etsy. Well, that's just ridiculous. Okay? It comes from Google and partners of Google, right? Etsy is a very, very unique marketplace. It's not Google. It's not Amazon. It's not Pinterest. It's not anything. It's Etsy. Okay? So, these tools don't get their data from Etsy, and SEO is overrated. Okay? It is vastly overrated. Let me be clear here. SEO, okay, it's at its most important probably in the first 6 months of your store's life. It has a moderate importance, moderate. Okay, if you follow my SEO guide, how to do Etsy SEO in 10 minutes on my channel, that's all you need. That's all you need. You've just got to fill your title space with descriptive keywords that describe the item. Your tags need to contain more keywords around who, what, where, when, and why. Who uses the product? What are they doing with it? Where are they using it? When are they using it? Why are they using it? Right? That's it. Watch the video. It tells you everything you need to know. It should take you 10 minutes per listing. Okay? That is all you need to do. There is no need. Etsy doesn't want you spending hours and hours on keywords. It's ridiculous. Okay? These tools are designed to make you believe that they are useful under the guise that this data is going to help you. In actual fact, they know that because you are a new and growing seller, you're going to list stuff into your store. And then you start using these tools. You see your traffic going up. Some of you might make some sales. You will say, the tool's working. It's helping me. No, it's not. Of course it's not. What's working is you're putting listings into your store. You're feeding Etsy, you're feeding the algorithm listings, and some of you will have products that customers want to buy and they will buy them from you. And then because when they buy them from you, your visibility goes up, then you say, it's the SEO tool. Of course it's not. It's the fact that you're listing and growing the store. So it's really, really sneaky. It's quite deceptive, and I would urge you, please, please, don't waste your time. You're just wasting your time and money on something that's not going to help you. No SEO tools. I hope some of you, even if one of you listens to what I've just said there, my job is done for somebody. But I hope lots more of you than one person pay attention to that. Okay, number 5. Okay, this I'm going to talk about more in a future video coming at the end of this month. Number 5, you have to, this is so important, okay, you have to invest, and I'm going to underline that 3 times, invest. What does invest mean? It means time and it means money. Invest time and money into photography and video. Okay? You have to invest time and money into photography and video because Etsy does the job of getting your listings in front of people to buy. Okay? How good it is? Well, it's not great, but it does the job. Obviously, it makes lots of money, so it will get your products in front of people that might or will buy them. But if you don't invest in photography and video, which is the window to your store, you've literally got 2 seconds. You've got 2 seconds to convince somebody, firstly with the photography, and then when they're in, you've got to have video as well. Loads of you still don't have video. This is bonkers. If it was 2016, 10 years ago, okay. Now, in 2026, you've got to have video, right? Invest time and money into your photography. If you do digital, invest in decent mock-ups, right? If you do print on demand, are you buying your products? Are you photographing them? If not, why not? You know, you can't use the same mock-ups and the same setup that everyone else uses. I'm going to be going into much more detail about investing in your business and treating your Etsy store like a business in a future video. It's coming before the end of the month, and I think that will shock some of you. You've got to invest time and money into photography and video, because if your photography is dull, washed out, grey, poor props, sunlight, shadows, customers are going to avoid you like the plague. They are not going to be interested in your stuff, and they're not going to click through. Etsy monitors everything. Views, visits, sales. It monitors all of these things all of the time on your store. So if you don't, you know, lots of you struggle with photography, really struggle with photography. You know, I've got an academy where I'm teaching students at the moment. I've got 40 students in there. Lots of them are really, really struggling with this. It's hard. This is one of the hardest things you'll ever do for your Etsy business, right? But you are a business owner as well as an Etsy store owner. You aren't necessarily supposed to be able to do everything for your Etsy business. Okay? So if you need help, get help, right? If you need a photographer because you just can't do it and you're in a position to do that, hire a photographer. Get someone to take that burden from you. This photography and video makes loads of money. Okay? You make loads of sales from photography and video, but you might not be able to do it. Or you might say, I'm going to take a course. I'm going to learn what e-commerce and product photography actually means. Okay, this is something that I teach in my academy at great depth. How we take the customer through the emotional journey of buying a product through our photography and video. What all this means. Why some people fail dismally and others are really successful. There's a science to this. Okay? As human beings, there are signals that we look for in our photography and video. And you can't have sunlight, shadows, bad props, washed out, confusion. People look at a photo, they don't even know what they're buying because the seller has made it confusing for the customer. Okay? Invest time and money into photography and video. Delegate it. Learn it yourself if you've got the time. But whatever you do, invest loads of time. Primarily time, and if you need to invest money as well. You'll make more sales from this. You will be above most other Etsy sellers if you do this. So those are the 5 things, guys. Literally, I'm walking you through how to be successful here. Number 1, create a store identity, niches and sub-niches. You've got to choose those things. Number 2, have a listing plan. Know what you're doing, know the journey, know where you're going. Remember the seasons, list 3 months before the season starts. Number 3, no social media. You don't need social media to make lots of sales on Etsy. You don't need it. It's completely unnecessary. Number 4, no SEO tools. Just leave the SEO tools alone. They won't help you. Just use my 2025 or soon to be 2026 SEO guide on my channel to help you. 10 minutes of listing is all you need. And number 5, invest time and money in photography. And I hope all this made sense to you. And if it does make sense to you and you need help, don't wait, don't guess. The booking now button's coming up on your screen. That takes you to a booking link to book a date and time on Zoom with me one-to-one so I can talk to you about how I can help you in paid consultations, mentoring, or my brand new academy to succeed on Etsy. I look forward to catching you in the comments. Comment what you thought of this and catching you in the consultations. Cheers.